Los Angeles, a city built by immigrants, faced its greatest test in June 2025. Federal agents swept through neighborhoods, pulling people from homes and workplaces in a wave of coordinated raids. The city's heart pounded with fear and anger as news of mass detentions spread. What began in Paramount quickly engulfed Compton and downtown, igniting a citywide movement. These weren't isolated incidents. They were a declaration of war on the city's soul. Social media exploded. Crowds surged into the streets, determined to defend their families and neighbors. Official numbers clashed with activist reports, fueling distrust and outrage. For many, this was no longer about policy. It was about survival. The people of Los Angeles were ready to fight back, united by a single spark that set the city ablaze. The protests drew Angelenos from every walk of life: students, workers, families, and first-time demonstrators. They marched not just for policy change, but for justice and the right to live without fear. Union leader David Huerta's arrest became a rallying cry, symbolizing the risks people were willing to take. Protesters demanded an end to the raids, the release of detainees, and for local police to refuse cooperation with federal agents. Their message was clear: Los Angeles would not be complicit in tearing families apart. This was a fight for dignity, for sanctuary, and for the city's identity. The movement's strength lay in its unity and its unwavering call for change. Downtown pulsed with chants: El pueblo unido jamás será vencido, and no hate, no fear, immigrants are welcome here. Signs told personal stories: don't deport my dad, families belong together, and enough is enough. Protesters stressed non-violence, determined to win hearts and minds, not just headlines. Anna Benedict, a protester, summed it up: we're here for freedom, not destruction. Leaders urged peaceful resistance, knowing violence would undermine their cause. Governor Newsom echoed, don't give them a spectacle, never use violence. The movement's true power was its solidarity, a city united in peaceful defiance. The world watched as Los Angeles demanded justice, not chaos. Their voices rose above the noise, calling for respect and dignity. In unity, they found hope and strength. Despite calls for peace, chaos erupted as night fell. Fireworks and tear gas lit up downtown. Protesters clashed with federal officers in riot gear. In Paramount, rocks and bottles flew. Tear gas filled the air, affecting entire neighborhoods. Protesters blocked the 101 freeway, grinding the city to a halt. Property damage mounted. Cars burned. Waymo self-driving vehicles were torched, symbols of anger and frustration. The violence divided the city, with many fearing the message was being lost. Mayor Karen Bass condemned the destruction but acknowledged the pain fueling the unrest. Los Angeles teetered between sympathy for the cause and fear of spiraling disorder. On June 8, President Trump deployed the National Guard to Los Angeles, without the governor's request. Troops in fatigues patrolled downtown, checkpoints appeared, and the city's tension deepened. The White House threatened to send in Marines if unrest continued, escalating the standoff. State and local leaders condemned the move as a dangerous overreach and a provocation. Governor Newsom and Mayor Bass demanded de-escalation, warning that federal force would only inflame the crisis. The city became a battleground, not just of protests, but of political power. Federal and state leaders clashed publicly, leaving Angelenos caught in the crossfire. The struggle for control played out on the city's streets, with the nation watching. As the smoke cleared, Los Angeles found resilience in community. Protests shrank, but acts of solidarity grew. Churches offered sanctuary. Volunteers delivered aid. The city's true strength emerged: compassion, not chaos. The events forced a reckoning, putting human lives at the center of the immigration debate. Leaders called for lasting change, urging unity over division. The memory of these days will endure, not for the violence, but for a city that stood together. Los Angeles proved its spirit was unbreakable, ready to build a more just future.